What is up, bros? Me, Josh here. In today's video, I'm going to go over the Tirpitz, and I really haven't done a video on the Tirpitz since it has been improved. And what do I mean by the Tirpitz being improving? That's the gosh darn secondary change. So it's been a while. It's been a time in the making, and this game was absolutely nutty. Just so happened to be during the Bismarck campaign, which we had to get a little bit extra, not only secondary hit, secondary damage. So it kind of was a double dip for that. So pretty awesome. And it's been a while since I really played the Tirpitz. You know, I've been kind of playing a lot of the Alabama. I've been playing a lot of just the North Carolina. I've been playing a lot of other Tier 8 ships in general. And so the Tirpitz slash Bismarck has kind of, really, the Tirpitz has really kind of fallen to a far, far back burner. So I was like, you know what? Let's have a couple games with it today. Let's play it. Let's get back to it. Let's see the new changes to it. We've been seeing lots and lots and lots of Tirpitz coming back into World of Warships. Not that they went anywhere, but now they're even stronger. So it's pretty nice. And really wanted to test out the full-blown secondary build, and I'll go over that just briefly after the game when we get back into port. So this was a monster game we had with this. It's one of my better games I actually had with the Tirpitz, and really just one of the best games I've had in a while, because it's a ship I just don't really play anymore, you know, especially with how many battleships are coming into World of Warships right now. I've been playing a lot of cruiser, sorry, a lot of Kutuzov, a lot of Charles, the French cruiser, a lot of ships that are kind of hitting those battleship, this horde of battleship players that are coming into World of Warships, which is nothing really wrong with it, but something that's going to be extra strong against it. So yeah, so the Tirpitz one is still amazing. It's still an amazing premium ship. It's one I kind of recommend later on for players. I don't like people going in and buying, especially newer to the game, a tier 8 ship in any form. One, it's just more expensive. Two, it's you know, the tier 8 higher tier meta isn't something you want to dive into right away. And three, it might be just a little too much of a ship for newer players. So, but for a ship that I've played a lot of, it's probably overall one of my higher played ships. If you check out all the ships that I've played throughout World of Warships, but it's one that just as of recent I really hadn't played that much. So it was awesome to get back and awesome to play it. And we are on Trap, which is, I like Trap. It's this. I've talked about this on my stream before. This map is like super bipolar. It seems like people will. The original push used to be everyone would go to A and just duke it out. Now people kind of changed to pushing C cap and duking that out, and now it's kind of rotated back. The meta for this map probably changes more than any other meta. There's the kill number one. Any other map in World of Warships, the meta for this thing changes all the time, and I don't know if it's just people see a movie, people have an idea, people just start pushing that way. More divisions push it to one way because of certain spawns. But it seems like this one is kind of pushed back, as you can see right here, and as this Duke is, but I think he does dodge a couple corpse. We pushed A pretty hard. We were in a Division 2 destroyers and a Tirpitz. Luckily, we got top tiered, which is pretty amazing. And in this situation, I knew that their best destroyer, as you can see on the map, was one actually from the stream. So their best destroyer was going to be on B cap, so I wasn't super worried. Another one was on C cap, and the Benson that we were looking for was right there. So we already dunked on a cruiser, we dunked on a destroyer, and we had the support from the 2 division destroyers. So I felt pretty safe pushing into this, putting all kinds of pressure on these guys. We had a Leander, a Fuso, a Nagato, and a Hook. So all of those I'm going to beat 1v1. And really just wanted to kind of push them out, push them away, and then just start heading towards B, because you don't want to get into the... As you can see, kind of, if you're looking at the minimap, we got a Fuso off to my left, we got a Duca, we got all that kind of stuff. You don't want to chase them, which I think a lot of people do, is that, oh wait, the damage is in front of me, I need to go get that damage. Don't do that, don't chase them. The thing is, most ships, as we say, another Citadel right there, most ships can do a much better job doing damage as they're running away than something pushing into them, because you can get more guns at a bit of an angle as they're aiming away. And yes, we do, I think, steal this kill a little bit, but we are securing it that Leander could heal up to all kinds of health, so I didn't want to, I just wanted to get it off and take care of it. And because we were kind of down 2 caps to 1, although, oh yeah, I remember I missed that shot. We wanted to just not chase those guys into a corner and let them go. I think I even talked in chat a little bit. Yeah, right there. Don't chase guys pushing to B. And I think the majority of them actually do, because if you just are stuck there, like that Nagato can have all his guns on a target and just be getting all his guns on you, while, like, let's say a Tirpitz would only have his 2 front turrets. So he has basically twice the amount of firepower at a better angle, pushing into you, or pushing away from you. So he's got the advantage, and you're just basically marching out into nowhere because they're going on the one line. Let them spend as much time as you want on the one line, because it's basically worthless and they're doing nothing for their team. So what are we going to do? My division completely turns a hard right. Lets those 4 battleships spend as much time as they want on 1 and 2 line, and we're going to go push into cap and start winning this game. We've already got a 3-ship lead, and yeah, just let them go. We had a Bismarck right there, which since the campaign has come out, there's been a lot of Bismarck players that are very questionable. A lot of people getting their first tier 10 or tier 8, sorry, tier 8 battleship. So something to kind of worry about a little bit, that if you have a lot of Bismarcks on your team, it used to be a good thing. Not so much right now. But hey, it is what it is. That's what happens when people are getting free ships right now. So I'm kind of for and against Wargaming giving away higher tier ships like that. If people are finishing up, it's just you're kind of giving, I wouldn't quite say like a, you know, a younger person a Ferrari, or somebody that's new to driving a Ferrari, but you're giving them something with definitely a lot of power that they're not going to be used to and not going to be quite as good. The Z-23 is probably the best player on their team, so we definitely wanted to hit that pretty hard. We're pushing in. As you can see on the minimap right now, those guys are still on the 1 and 2 line. Who cares? Who freaking cares? Let them go there. They're doing little to no damage. The only thing doing damage is the NorCal. And we're pushing in them, and we're putting damage on another one of the destroyers. We're taking out another cruiser and pushing in and doing as much damage as possible. So let them do that. Let them run away. There's no decap up there that we're missing. We're going to do as much damage as we can and just win this game. They can do what they want, run into the corner. Luckily, as you can see, the majority of people that were kind of on that side did push into B, but they got, like, the hood got super distracted there. Another one of the cruisers got pretty distracted there. So they went back towards the North Carolina, which I think is fine. We have a pretty good force right here. The only thing in front of us is this cruiser, the Tirpitz that's up there, and another destroyer, which is the remaining Fabuki. So with 2 Ds, you know, we got all the cover in the world. I think our force is fine. We're going to lose the Fuso. That doesn't really matter. He's bottom tier battleship. And just like that, we're down, what, just in our division alone, we have 3 kills, 5 kills total. And we are taking the our second cap and just going to keep really moving forward. The NorCal is falling back. Now, they did have a better CV than ours. Ours kind of just threw away points. It was Ranger versus Hiryu. So yes, he's going to have, he's going to be better in general. This is a stronger ship. And I'm not saying that all Hiryu players are better than Ranger players, but just that he has a stronger ship and can be much more effective, not only on spotting and all that kind of stuff. But mainly, we're just going to cap this and really keep pushing. That's all I want to do. I just want to keep going forward. Need to find that Fubuki. There's our second cap right there. And already, we had a close quarters kill, which was awesome. I think we got first blood as well. And we got 2 kills and 2 citadels already, which is always good. And I'm healthy, super healthy. I think my one destroyer in front of me is about half life, and our other one's full life. So that's really good. And they have, let's see, they have not including, well, including the CV, they have 7 ships left, and 3 of them are not even on the bottom 2/3 of the map right now. So we have a really good situation. We just really need to find that destroyer. When we do that, you kill a team's destroyers. I wouldn't necessarily say you always win, but you're in a really good spot because you just have that much map control and that much firepower. Now, I was gonna let one of our DDs in TeamSpeak or in Discord said that he was just gonna push that cap. He's gonna beat that. He's gonna win. I think he's in a Benson right now. Yeah, he's in a Benson right now, and he's gonna win that fight. It just kind of sucked that our CV wasn't paying attention at all. He was one of those CVs that kind of sits in one spot, and we had AFK Fiji as well. So when I saw that, he decided to go C-cap. He was going to cap that. I'm not going to chase a battleship down there. Honestly, saving 2 AFKs is not going to be worth my time in the long run. I'm not super worried. I think their CV was fighter even, so it's even scary. we need to start doing damage to these guys, because if we don't, we're going to start losing it. I was hoping that Bismarck maybe get a ram off, would do something, and we were kind of starting to fall apart as a team in general. So I need to start pumping out damage. If I chase that Tirpitz, then the rest of my team probably gets smashed by these few battleships, and you know, whatever. We lose the cruiser, we lose the CV. So we're gonna cap all the caps. I'm gonna push into these battleships, do as much damage as I can, and kind of just let them spend their time killing 2 AFKs, and try to maybe get a couple kills and stuff. So just like that, we had a pretty good lead, and now we're basically back to even, although we do have the cap advantage. The worst part about all of this was I thought I could get some secondaries on to these guys being relatively close, but they wouldn't shoot over the mountain, which kind of sucks. So just like that, we jumped from like a 200 point lead down to like a 200 point deficit. We still had all the control on the map, which is really, really what you want. You want those caps. Even if we lose those guys, it's going to be really, really hard, especially for me and my division's aim to get those caps, and me just shooting down a massive, massive amount of planes. Now our destroyer, the cap C, he's going to go for their CV, which I think is a pretty good call, meaning that they're not going to have any real vision, and they're not going to have any of that. And also on the side, I was hoping that I could get some smoke and just kind of sit on this kind of corner and just murder these 3 battleships. You know, we had one. I see like our team's just getting really picked off right now, which really, really sucked, because I went about 2-3 minutes without really doing any damage. Now it was more than that. It was about 3 or 4 minutes without really doing like any damage. And so it's like our division plus one other dude versus like the last 7 that we had kind of been talking about earlier. So it's kind of a spiraling out of control, very weekend team. I was really hoping that their North Carolina was taking out all of our freaking like ships. It was pretty brutal, and I was hoping that maybe they get a trade, maybe they get the ram, at least take him out. Then I don't have to worry about that. If I don't have to worry about that, I'm feeling pretty good. I can take out a Fuso shooting HE. I'm feeling pretty good that I can take out a Nagato. Down goes their CV, which is one thing that could have been really, really annoying. Even a mediocre CV player could be really, really... See, he got the ram right there on ACAP. So we have ACAP locked. ACAP probably won't be touched for the rest of the game unless something's going to spend the entire game, entire rest of the 7 minutes just working it. So with our nasty, nasty secondaries, though, we are just pounding down this Fuso. We're just going to keep him lit. He's shooting HE. Unluckily, the Tirpitz down below is shooting HE, but a Tirpitz shooting HE means he'll probably not make the best call. And as you can see which direction he's running, he's not going to be making the best call. I wish I didn't... I completely beached right here, which absolutely sucked. And luckily my my destroyer popped smoke. I think I timed this salvo awfully with some good RNG. With a bit of this salvo right here from the Tirpitz Trollo Law. I think it's this one. Yeah, right there. So if you can see the positioning of the 2 battleships in front of me, he started dropping it already. And so I kind of felt pretty bad. I kind of wasted that smoke. And because if the Fuso's still alive, it's a good smoke because I don't take much damage. But since he did die like instantly, basically as soon as he started laying it, it's not good for me to just sit in that smoke and not do anything. So best play right here, pushed straight towards C. We had a Fubuki and Tirpitz south side. Tirpitz looks like he's heading over to ACAP, so we're gonna let him do that. We got the Nagato top side, which I can absolutely start smashing. 10.2. I'll run the flag right now, which would make it 10.6, but 10.2, anything within 10.2 is just gonna be absolutely destroyed by the secondaries right now. I mean, that range given to the Tirpitz makes the Tirpitz probably one of the best bang for your buck premiums in the game right now. It's right up there with Belfast and Kutuzov for best bang for your buck. I mean, just he's screwed. I could just sit on secondaries, and there's no way that he survives the barrage with the manual secondaries and everything like that. On top of just my main bats doing German style damage. He has 0 chance of surviving that. So down he goes. So we came back just like that. 4 kills. 1 close quarter, Confederate already. I mean, over 100 secondary hits already. 12 planes shot down, 5 fires from secondaries. We're doing pretty good. And right now, it's 3 versus 3. And I'm feeling we don't lose this game right now. We really, really don't lose this game right now. I think there's a 0 chance we lose this game. Um, the only way we lose this game is if we completely throw. And all I need to do is just get a reset on this guy. If we do that, basically win. Just like that. We have one DD that's going to push B. He just needs to get in before it caps, or he just needs to stop the cap. And then we have 2 versus their 1. We do need to find the Fubuki. He's got 3 kills. Well, really, he's got 1. But he did kill the 2 AFKs. Well, RCB wasn't AFK. He just didn't move. But I'm putting pressure on this guy. I'm just trying to get into that 10.2, and there he is. So I kind of juked his torps a little bit, I believe, when I'm rounding this corner. And I was trying to decide what I wanted to do here, if I wanted to keep pushing towards C or help out that. But it was an Ogdevoy versus Fubuki. If our Ogdevoy had taken a set of torpedoes from him, I would have had to just push right into B cap, and it would have gotten really, really, really awkward. But he completely dodged the torp, so I didn't have to worry about it. He was going to be spotted the whole time, so I wasn't really worried at all. As you can see, bottom right corner, their Tirpitz is pushing A cap, so he's completely wasting the rest of this game. There he is right there, so I didn't need to really help him out at all. Secondaries on him, that's what I basically did. And just wanted to make sure we got him. So there's the Kraken, there's the second close quarter expert. And kind of just lol. It's just the Tirpitz now. It's just German secondaries. It's pretty freaking nuts, actually. And as you can see, he thought he had all his torps out, which there you go. But their Tirpitz, he basically wasted the rest of this game by doing. He's not fast enough to get A cap and then do anything. His only way of kind of winning this game was supporting B cap. So he was in a situation where even if he stops the cap, as you can see in chat, I need secondary damage come back. I was trying to get done with the campaign, and their Tirpitz needed to just push. He needed to push, be aggressive on us, and then just do massive, massive amounts of damage. He's not going to win by capping A. That's going to do absolutely nothing. He needed to push into us and actually kill us. It would have been very, very hard having 2 DDs that know what they're doing, even though Iguarian in front of me is very, very low, but he just would have never been spotted. So just beating me and 2 DDs would have been very, very tough, but that's his play. Him spotting A cap, all it did was just... Alright, it just gave us more time to farm damage on this guy. That's all it did. Literally all it did. He's not fast enough to make an impact by going there. If he was in a Khabarovsk or a French cruiser, then maybe that's a good play. But with being in a Tirpitz, as far as I'm concerned, he's out of the game the rest of the time. So here, you're not going to see me shoot my main bat guns too much because I was trying to get as much secondary damage. I think I shoot like 2 or 3 sables trying to knock out his guns because the hood can hit pretty freaking hard. I only have 30-some K with a couple heals left, with 1 heal left, and I just wanted to mainly get secondary damage, so I just go full broadside. Absolutely just full broadside, did not really worry about it. And he's going to go broadside. He's going to be able to get 4 guns. Now, that hood can absolutely destroy me. Yag went pretty aggressive right there and gave us a bit more time to kind of work on farming some damage. As you see, I tried to shoot at the front guns. They're way behind, so it looks like a perfect shot. Only did like 6,900 damage, but we're up to what, almost 170k? Got our Kraken, 2 close quarters, Confederate, high caliber, first blood. And I'm just going to chill broadside the rest of this game. Farm as much damage as we can. Because, I mean, right there, 7k, the hood can hit hard. Really, really can. And I'm just kind of, wouldn't quite say being trolled, but I needed that secondary damage. So don't blame me, chat. Don't blame me. There's all the fires. It's so disgusting. Manual secondaries on the Tirpitz. Trollolol. 181, 183k damage in the Tirpitz. Over almost 250 secondary hits. Just absolutely nuts. Let's show them a port and I'll show you my build. Here we are back in port with my Tirpitz, and this is what I run for modules. It's pretty simple. You're gonna be running everything secondaries. For this is really the only thing I would maybe change. Of course, you're gonna run secondaries. The second slot for this is pretty basic. Just damage control. This is what I like to run. steering, and then concealment extra run on this. But this is one right now I have it set up for main armament one because of the torpedo double down, where you can get a lower chance of getting those knocked out. And if you've ever been in a Tirpitz and you have ever gotten torps knocked out, it's really, really annoying. One thing you could do though is if you are, and this is what I run on a lot of my German battleships, mainly all the German battleships without torps, is I run this just to not lose any of your secondary battery. So this is going to really help. It's not going to be 100%, although it does say that. It just adds 100% to the survivability of them, so it definitely is nice. I think I've played a lot of games, and whenever I have looked at it, I've lost little to none rocking this. So this is what I would probably want, but with the torps on the Tirpitz, say that 5 times fast. I do like running this just so I don't lose them, because it's super, super annoying, especially when you're going in for like a YOLO rush. For the captain, pretty basic skill, almost like all my other Tirpitz builds. I have a stealth build, and I also have an AA build for my Tirpitz, but mainly I'm going to be running all the normal kind of stuff. AFT, grabbing that at 10 for sure, and then at 14 I'm going to be grabbing manual fire control at 19 points. I'll probably go back and maybe grab superintendent maybe for an extra heal. BFT is also really good for also AA. I probably actually will grab a BFT with more and more CVs. That's probably what I end up grabbing, that even help with the secondaries a little bit more. So that's probably what I will end up running. But this is the basic build I run on the Tirpitz. It's working for me. The buff to the secondaries now out to 10.2 without the flag is absolutely nutty. So if you guys haven't checked out the Tirpitz, 10.6 actually, I guess I am running the flag. Well, I am running the flag now. I wasn't in that video. So absolutely nutty. If you guys haven't gone out and checked out your Tirpitz or haven't played it since, you need to. You're missing out. It is a blast. Also, if this thing potentially ever goes on sale again, and you guys thinking about buying the Tirpitz, it is definitely worth it. It's even better now than what it was, which is pretty insane. It was probably, in my opinion, one of the weaker tier 8 battleships, because the Bismarck just did kind of German battleship things better than it. But with the increase to the secondaries, it's an absolute monster, a blast to play, and a credit maker. German everything trainer. It's really, really fun, guys. So that is my quote-unquote review, re-showcase of the Tirpitz, and just some really, really good games I've had with it in one game that I showed you guys. So there it is, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.